What is going on, everybody? My name is Brian, but you guys can call me Mr. Creations. And here we are, son. Yes, that's right. This is some Black Ops 1 gameplay you guys are watching in the background on Firing Range. One of the best maps in COD, in my opinion. And, of course, I had that gold camo on that AUG. I enjoyed the AUG in this game. It's a nice change. It has pretty much the same statistics as the FAMAS does, but it has a bit more recoil, and it looks different, obviously. But nonetheless, AUG's a good gun. You guys don't really care. Let's get on to the commentary subject for the day, which is, obviously, it's Top 5 Tuesday. And this Top 5 Tuesday is going to be my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Now, let me just state the fact that it doesn't include movies that are sequels or in trilogies or movie series. So, I do have movies I enjoy more than these, but those movies are in trilogies and sequels and stuff like that. So, these are my top 5 favorite single standalone movie titles of all time. Okay, so, getting on to that, the fifth one, we'll go from 5 to 1. My number 5 is The Recruit, and if you guys don't know what this movie is, if I'm not mistaken, it was made in like 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. And basically, it's about this guy, he's actually a bartender, and he goes to college, and this guy recruits him to get into the CIA, and, you know, he goes through recruiting and all of that, and stuff gets crazy. So I don't want to spoil the movie for you guys, but if you want to go see it, I recommend it. I mean, it is in my top 5, so it is an extremely excellent movie. But anyways, nonetheless, so going on to number 4 is actually going to be the movie 21. That's right, the movie with Kevin Spacey in it. Came out, if I'm not mistaken, back in like 2008 or 7, and it was basically about Kevin Spacey was a teacher at MIT, and he had a group of like 5 to 6 students that would go with him every weekend to Las Vegas to count cards and blackjack, and they'd get, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in winnings and things like that, and stuff goes awry, gets pretty crazy. It's a really good film. I enjoy it a lot myself. All these movies I recommend, considering they're in my top 5. I recommend all you guys to see these movies. Pick them up at Redbox. Some of them might be on Netflix, things like that. You could probably get them pretty cheap. But anyways, number 3 on this list is actually going to be Employee of the Month. And you guys have probably never heard of this movie. Now, it does have some known actors in it. Dane Cook, obviously stand-up comedian guy. He's the main character in this film. It also has Jessica Simpson. We already know her. And one more guy. I can't remember his name, but he's absolutely hilarious in this movie. But this whole movie, it's a comedy. It's basically about all these co-workers that work at like a Costco/Sam's Club together. And they're basically just dicking around the whole movie. It's a comedy. It's really, really hilarious. I enjoyed the film a lot. I think it came out back in like 2006. So all these movies are kind of older. Personally, I don't really like the movies that have been coming out like the last 4 or 5 years. They're good films, but not my top 5 for sure. But anyway, so Employee of the Month is number 3 to me. That's an amazing, underrated commentary that not many people know about. Comedy, I mean. So if you guys like to laugh your ass off, you'll laugh at Employee of the Month. But anyways, going on to number 2 is actually going to be the movie Miracle. Now, you guys probably haven't heard of this. That's because it's based on a true story, actually. Miracle is based on the 1970s Winter Olympics that was held in Madison Square Garden in New York, and it follows the hockey team that played the Russians. And back at this time in the 70s, the Russians and the Americans, we were obviously in a Cold War, so whichever country did better at sports was kind of a pride thing for those countries, because that was their little way of winning, you know, the Cold War, considering we didn't actually like have big battles. We battled on the Olympic fields, basically. So it was about the USA men's hockey team, and traditionally the men's hockey team was full of all-stars and pros from the AHL, and this year, that Olympics, they actually took together all these college players instead of pros and made them as a team. And a lot of them were rivals, a lot of them were from Boston College, and a lot from Minnesota College. And they put them together and created teamwork, and it's a great film. It is a true story. Jim Craig, actually the goalie from the real-life game that played in the Olympics, he actually signed one of my goalie sticks when I was younger. So that was a really, really cool experience meeting him. And it's a great film. I definitely recommend it. But anyways, number 1 for me on this list is actually going to be The Guardian. You guys may have heard me talk about this film. It has Ashton Kutcher in it and Kevin Costner, if I'm not mistaken. And basically what it's about is the life of a Coast Guard rescue swimmer. If you guys don't know what a rescue swimmer is, usually what they do, they're stationed, you know, near Alaska, Hawaii, Florida, the oceanside states of the US, and they also go overseas. They're stationed outside of Afghanistan and Iraq, near in the ocean, the Black Sea and everything, which a lot of people don't know. They're actually the 5th branch of the military. But basically it's about the rescue swimmers in the US Coast Guard, and Ashton Kutcher portrays one, and he does a good job at it. The film really is inspiring, and basically if you guys don't know what rescue swimmers are, they go out in the middle of the ocean, you know, during a hurricane or whatever, when somebody's boat is sinking, and they, you know, jump from a helicopter and swim to them and bring them back up in the helicopter. And that's about it. That's what a rescue swimmer does. So it's basically a story about that, and it's a really great film. I enjoyed it so much. It's obviously #1 on my list, so it's an extremely good film and close to my heart, because that's the dream job I'd love to do, is be a rescue swimmer in the Coast Guard. That's my #1 thing that I would absolutely love to do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's or this week's Top 5 Tuesday. If you did, remember to slap that like button. Remember to, guys, leave in the comment section down below what your top 5 movies are. I'd always love to hear that. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's episode, and I will see you guys on my video tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.
Good job, team. We executed the mission perfectly.